Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 14. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released May 22nd, 2013, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Adventure Time number 16. The first issue of a new arc and the perfect jumping on point for new readers. It's an all-new adventure for Finn, Jake, and the gang from critically acclaimed writer Ryan North. The best all-ages series of 2012 continues. We've also got Adventure Time with Fionna and Cake, number 5 of 6. The critically acclaimed Adventure Time spin-off continues. Fionna and Cake are racing against the clock to save the feral Flame Boy's family, but can they do it in time? Written and drawn by Natasha Allegri, the creator of Fionna and Cake, the series is being called one of the best of 2013. Next, we've got Clive Barker's Hellraiser Dark Watch number 4, with a pull quote, "I have such plans for you," close quote. Now that the high priest of hell is known to all, why is this person chosen? Why, after Spencer's rebellion was put down, is there an army being raised in hell? Is war coming? And if so, with whom? Clive Barker, Brandon Seifert, and Tom Garcia bring you the next chapter in the new era of Hellraiser. And we've got Steed And Mrs Peel number 8, brand new arc, a perfect jumping on point for new readers. Last issue, John Steed and Emma Peel entered a quiet little town on what should have been a simple mission, but things were definitely not as they seemed. Now the super spies fight not to become the next victims of this city with big secrets. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Akaneiro number 1 of 3. From the brilliant imagination of video game auteur American McGee comes a dazzling re-envisioning of Red Riding Hood set in the wondrous world of Japanese folklore. Justin Aiklin and Vasilius Lolos take Kani, a young woman torn between two cultures, on an epic adventure battling devious yokai for the fate of her world, based on the hot new game by American McGee's Spicy Horse Games. Next, we've got Dark Horse Presents number 24, Step into the Darkness with the brand new Dark Horse superhero Blackout, written by Frank Barbieri with art by Micah Kaneshiro. Get ready for sci-fi action with the return of Ron Randall's Trekker, Take the Case and Save the World with Don Cates and Elliot Roll's Hunter Quaid, plus new installments of Alabaster Boxcar Tales, Nexus, Crime Does Not Pay, Brain Boy, King's Road, Bloodhound, and Villain House. We've also got Deep Sea, One Shot. Paul Berry's obsession with the ocean took a turn when his crew's vessel was lost in a deep-sea descent mission with his crew inside. 55 years later, with the recovery of the ship, Paul is about to discover the horrific mysteries of time and the abyss from the pages of Dark Horse Presents by acclaimed writers Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray. We've also got House of Golden Bones number 2. Traveling through this new reality, the human stumbles across an unlikely ally, but with the zombie-like numbers hounding their steps, they must make some unusual choices to avoid capture in an unknown world with troubling consequences. But can the human really trust his new friend's advice and find his way home again? Written by Stone Sour and Slipknot frontman Corey Taylor. Next, we've got Lobster Johnson, Satan Smells Like a Rat, one shot. The artist of Hellboy, Buster Oakley Gets His Wish, returns for two-gun vengeance. Someone is killing off Skid Row bums and dumping their corpses. The only one who can deliver justice is Hellboy's favorite gun-blazing vigilante. Next, we've got the massive number 12. When the crew of the Capitol gets trapped in an ice field, Captain Callum Israel ventures out on foot to continue the pursuit of the Massive. He quickly gets lost in the increasingly dangerous weather, and the reality of the risk he's asked the crew to take finally hits him. When it does, it threatens to break him completely. We've also got Mind Management number 11. Once Mind Management's agents were trained in its remote headquarters, Shangri-La. Now, with Mind Management shut down, at least officially, its location has been erased from every former agent's memories. So how do you find a secret base? With a secret map. Next, we've got Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Prisoner of Bogan number 5 of 5. Jedi Dagan Locke is on the verge of launching a war against the Jedi. With the Force-strong stranger Zeesh as his ally and a young Jedi captive, Locke is close to his goal. But Jedi Rangers are close behind, as the Master of the Temples have unlocked some of the secrets of Zeesh's origin. Something worse than the prisoner of Bogan is loose in the Titan system. And we've got Star Wars Legacy Volume 2, Prisoner of the Floating World number 3. Anya Solo and her friends have been chased, blockaded, and shot at, and now they're stuck on a world of molten sulfur, all because an Imperial Knight wants them dead. Just when things seem bleakest, another Imperial Knight shows up. Is he here to help them, or help destroy them? From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Damsels number 7. From the tales of Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, The Little Mermaid, and Snow White comes Damsels. While the Villeneuve army battle the fairy forces, Rappa, Talia, Red, and Heinrich arrive at the Great Oak in the heart of the Enchanted Forest. They are welcomed by King Oberon, who it seems has been expecting them. Fresh from their battle with the Dryads, the Queens Rapunzel and Talia reach the kingdom of Villeneuve at last. There, they and Queen Belle can finally seal their magical compact and begin their reign of dark sorcery. Next, we've got Dark Shadows Year 1, Number 2. A bloodthirsty monster terrorizes the people of Collinsport. As the bodies pile up, the Collins family faces an unspeakable truth. The killer is one of their own. The vengeance of Angelique hits Barnabas and his family hard and threatens to tear them and the innocent townspeople apart. Plus, Victoria Winters appears at the estate, but will anyone believe her warnings? Or will her tales of time travel and vampires get burned at the stake? The retelling of the classic Dark Shadows continues here. We've also got Masks Number 7 of 8. All hope seems lost. The Shadow, Green Hornet, and the other masked heroes are outnumbered, outgunned, and surrounded by the Black Legion forces of the Justice Party, who are bent on expanding their chokehold on the surrounding countryside. Even the arrival of the new Zorro and Black Bat is not enough to turn the tide. But what of the Spider? And we've got Red Sonja Number 75. On the snowy steeps of Harkania, Red Sonja faces off against an army bent on crushing her homeland. Old scores are settled, alliances are broken, and rest assured, with the she-devil with the sword entering the fray, blood will surely flow. From IDW Publishing this week, we've got Doctor Who Number 9. The TARDIS has recently been on the fritz, but now it has gone completely out of control, and the Doctor is nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, white holes have been forming throughout time and space, sucking in everything around them. What does the hypothetical gentleman have to do with it all? Find out in the 4-part story, Skyjacks. Next, we've got G.I. Joe, The Cobra Files Number 2, Snakes and Tigers. A break-in at the top-secret research base sends the covert G.I. Joe team into action, and Chameleon, eager to redeem herself, takes charge. But what she and Flint uncover will lead the team straight into the jaws of an enemy unlike any other, a hidden force within Cobra and impossible to track unless Chameleon risks everything to draw it out of the shadows. We've also got Ghostbusters Number 4. They're back. The original Boys in Grave escaped captivity, but their captors, the demonic entities known as the Collectors, aren't going to just let the Ghostbusters get away with the jailbreak. It'll take all the wits at the disposal of both teams to keep Ray, Peter, Winston, and Egon in one piece and on this dimensional plane. We've also got Half Past Danger Number 1, Dames, Dinosaurs, Danger, summer 1943, and in the midst of a war waged by monsters, Staff Sergeant Tommy Irish Flynn never expected to encounter a real one. But on a remote island in the South Pacific, Flynn and his squad come face to fanged face with creatures long thought dead. Next, we've got Judge Dredd Number 7. Deadly technological glitches continue to plague Mega City 1, and Judge Dredd has been targeted for assassination by one of his own. But Dredd continues to investigate and realizes that the machines aren't just trying to ruin humanity's day, they're part of a much larger plot to hijack our very souls. We've also got Kiss Solo Number 3 of 4. Fractured Mirror, the penultimate Kiss solo issue, turns the spotlight on the Celestial. This tale of galaxy-spanning high adventure sees the most spaced out of the four who are one caught up in a battle against twisted alien pirates and himself. The odds are long and the stakes high in this standalone spacefaring story. We've also got Transformers Robots in Disguise Number 17, Shockwaves. The fate of Cybertron is sealed, but what is the Decepticon scientist called Shockwave planning? After the stunning revelations in More Than Meets the Eye, learn the origin of the one-eyed, gun-handed master of machinations, and the countdown begins for the biggest Transformers event in comic book history. And we've got True Blood Number 13, Alan Ball's hit HBO series. The essentially sizzling story of the lives and loves of vampires, mind readers, and all manner of creatures continues. With creative collaboration from True Blood creator, writer-producer Alan Ball, actor-writer Michael McMillan continues a climactic arc that has former Merlot's waitress returning from the dead. From Image Comics, we've got Activity Number 13, Solideo. The activity continues into Volume 3. After the stunning events in Minneapolis, the team is on stand-down pending an investigation. A call from one of Switchfoot's friends in the Israeli Defense Force, however, turns into an unsanctioned mission with dire consequences. Meanwhile, there's trouble at Fort Belvoir. Next, we've got Bounce Number 1, written by Joe Casey, art and cover by David Messina. First issue spectacular. Meet the ultimate slacker superhero for the 21st century. Jasper Jenkins is a superhead and a superhero. He's relatable and reliable, and he's embarking on the adventure of a lifetime. The sensational debut of the new feel-good hero of the decade. You can't afford to miss it. Next, we've got Dia de los Muertos, number 3 of 3. Inspired by the Mexican Day of the Dead, artist extraordinaire Riley Rosmo interprets stories from 3 of today's top writers. From Curtis Weber of Peter Panzerfaust comes a heartbreaking love story in this world or the next. Joe Keating of Glory and Hell Yeah offers up Day of the Dead 3000 as an Ultra Muertos falls at the hands of Mother Slaughter. His grandson takes over the mantle with the death wish for all-out apocalypse. And New York Times best-selling author Alexander Grecian of Proof tells a tale of ghost children. Next, we've got 5 Ghosts, The Haunting of Fabian Gray, number 3 of 5. Enter the Forgotten City in a fantastic valley far from the eyes of man. Fabian Gray meets the Guardians of Dreams. We've also got Miniature Jesus, number 2 of 5. Critically acclaimed writer-artist Ted McKeever returns to the theater of the bizarre as a small-town pastor thinks the 8-inch Jesus that descended from the cross on the church's wall is the devil's work. Meanwhile, a recovering alcoholic's fractured reality battling his own demons is becoming all too literal. We've also got Nowhere Men, number 5, with the simple solicit, Dead to the World. And we've got Revival number 10. Abraham's first door-to-door inspection goes badly when he's sent to the Holt farm. The Czech brothers have Cooper hostage, and unfortunately for them, it's M. Cypress to the rescue. And we've got Sex number 3. There's a million stories in Saturn City, and Simon Cooks is just one of them. His future may be wide open, but his past is hot on his tail. The old man can still get it up. No two ways about it. This is the perfect time to pay for sex. It's even better than you think. Alright, now I know I don't usually mention trades from independents because we already have so many books to cover, but this week I wanted to be sure to include the Star Trek John Byrne collection hardcover from IDW. Comics legend John Byrne has taken on 4 Star Trek titles, all collected in this oversized hardcover collection. Assignment Earth recounts the adventures of Interstellar Agent Gary 7, Crew recounts the tale of the very beginnings of the United Federation of Planets, Leonard McCoy, Frontier Doctor, is a collection of tales from this famous member of the Frontier Medics program, and Mystery, Intrigue, and War abound in Romulan's Pawns of War. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well. So be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.